today I would like to talk about HP and the HP cloud initiatives that we have come up with based on our customers' requirements, based on what we are hearing from our enterprise community. I will be talking about HP Healing Openstack as HP's Openstack initiative, where we provide additional value add on top of the Openstack deployments. So what are the CIO's current problems? What are the major pain points that the industry sees? One of the key messages that we are hearing today is that the business requirements need to be addressed much more quicker than how IT can actually support it. There is definitely a requirement to provide a new style of IT, as HP calls it. The complexity and the requirements in terms of security and globalization as such becomes a pain point that the IT needs to take care of. The CIOs of today's enterprises need to understand that there are 4 or 5 major trends, business trends that are started to govern the IT industry. These are the big data, security, mobility, and such initiatives. How can we address these initiatives? What is the way forward from these initiatives? Based on surveys from 2013, end of 2013 till end of 2014, 70 to 75% of the IT managers were saying that they will be choosing some sort of a hybrid cloud computing environment to provide their IT services to their businesses. Why hybrid, you might ask the question. I tell you why. Why do you need to actually choose a private or a public? Why do you need to choose between them? You can choose one where you have the capabilities, you have the flexibility of going with one or the other based on the business requirements of your customers or of your IT as such. So what are the pain points? Primarily vendor lock-in. The CIOs don't want to be logged into to your vendor's speed of innovation as such. They don't want to be susceptible to the vendor's roadmaps. They want to control more and more in order to justify the business investments or IT investments to help their businesses to grow. Other pain points are related to the workload portability. If I have chosen a provider, a service provider, a cloud provider in the public space, do I need to continue using that environment? Do I need to use that vendor, or I should be able to change to a perhaps much better suited, much feasible, much flexible environment? So workload portability becomes a key point where you can move your services, your applications that you are providing to your businesses between internal or external provider environments. And of course, lowering the TCO of your industry, of your IT spending to actually enable more innovative purchases or more innovative business decisions. So the solution, it seems, to all these pain points is to go with some sort of an open source technology. As an example, Linux, which is an open source operating system, is one of the leading operating systems, if not the leading operating systems. Apache is another example, providing your web platform, or WordPress as a content management system. These are all open source initiatives. HP has decided to go with Openstack and Cloud Foundry as a delivery platform, as a open source development platform as such. So why open source? Why open source technology? You don't get the vendor lock-in. If you are going with an open source systems, most probably that open source technology will be operational on different ecosystems, different hardware vendors, different software vendors, most probably as well. There will be some sort of transparency in governance, transparency in roadmaps or blueprints, and the development of those ecosystems. You might have easier migration between your traditional IT data centers to new style data centers, whether it's hosted in a cloud environment or others. So what does this open source mean, and how does it actually map to an Openstack solution? So HP has done an evaluation seeing what are the open source technologies out there, and we have chosen Openstack as the go-to solution because it has a reliable project governance and openness as one of the primary points. HP and Openstack go back till 2011 when HP has joined the Openstack project, and since then has become a platinum founder member. Openstack provides open APIs that can be leveraged across the different projects within Openstack. Openstack has a long-term vision, and that was one of the key decision points that HP has actually evaluated. It has a clear vision on where they want to go and what they want to do. So HP has become a platinum founder member of Openstack, and also has become a leading Openstack contributor. Being number one, using Openstack is not an option in HP's life. We need to be leading where Openstack is going. And as such, we have multiple members of our employees of HP who are dedicated to work on Openstack development projects. We have roughly 9 project team leads who are leading the project development, for example, of the identity systems, of the networking systems, of the Nova component, bare metal deployments like Ironic, security components, and providing DNS services as such, plus storage services. This is all important for HP since this defines how an enterprise-grade open source platform can be built. One of the examples that we see on the slide is HP's commitment from a security perspective. HP's enterprise customers has been telling us that we need more security. We need enterprise-grade security in our environments, and HP has reacted to this request. HP has initiated multiple teams and open forums to provide guidance for the OpenStack community, not just to the HP Helion OpenStack, but to the OpenStack community, to guide them with best practices on security terms. targeting OpenStack developers as an example, how to build new cloud-native applications with the required level of security in the design or from the design upwards. We have opened multiple projects within OpenStack aiming to provide security services in terms of transmission security, encryption, in terms of log management, event correlation, in terms of SSL termination and such, that at the end overall enable a more secure enterprise-grade platform for your business requirements, for your business applications. According to another survey, in the last year, 14%, there was a 14% increase in the adoption of the OpenStack technology in production environments around the globe. That 14% is a fairly big number when you are considering that enterprises are always going with an environment that needs to provide resiliency, needs to provide the required stability for the business applications, since businesses are directly affected in case of a glitch or in case of an outage. So, why HP Helium OpenStack, you may ask? There are other OpenStack distributions available outside that promise something similar, most probably. So HP has promised and confirmed its contribution to the OpenStack, as we have seen earlier in the previous slides, in terms of providing development effort, in terms of providing guidance to the open community. Plus, it is providing services helping the customers to install the OpenStack distributions, since there are so many variations that you can build upon. The HP Helium OpenStack platform is providing infrastructure as a service as a lowest level of services. Plus, we are providing the HP Helium development platform, which is a developer-centric platform enabling cloud-native application development and deployment. Now, what does that mean, a cloud-native deployment? The coders basically need to code only. All the infrastructure underneath, whether it's a development environment or a testing environment, is being built by OpenStack. It's not the developer anymore who needs to deploy their own development systems or their own testing environments. And of course, this all coming with the promises of no vendor lock-in. So application-centric cloud. Application-centric in terms of what type of business applications you will be deploying into this environment, how these business applications will be interacting with your actual money-generating businesses. So the application-centric cloud in this case means no installation or configuration required. Everything is in a service design defined upfront, and the developer needs to code the business levels, the business logic into the application. Scalability of your application is taken care of by the platform itself based on the rule sets that you have set up during the service design. You have flexibility to scale out. You have flexibility of delivering your services, your business applications across geographies. So a couple of the typical use cases. One of the use cases is to provide development centricity, as we have discussed in the previous slides. Another common use case is probably to provide an accelerated experience on testing your applications, where again the Helium development platform can provide you all the tools and the needs to achieve your expectations. So again, why HP and why HP Helium OpenStack? Because HP's vision is to provide an open source solution that is enterprise grade, with all those value add services that we have pushed into the OpenStack project itself. Value add services around enterprise reliability, enterprise availability, security, monitoring, and log management. You can run on commoditized hardware infrastructure, if you will. Of course, HP is providing optimized hardware for the specific requirements of the business, but that doesn't mean that we are not working with third-party hardware vendors, let it be Cisco or someone else, to provide the required level of testing and certification with those hardware vendors. Of course, this is a requirement in case if you want to build a hybrid cloud environment, since your customers will be probably leveraging some sort of an existing infrastructure. You cannot tell your customers that you need to change your infrastructure just because you are bringing in a new style of IT service or a new style of IT platform. So what do we say, what do we have done in particular for the OpenStack community? HP is providing two types of value-add services or services as such. One is that is being reverted back into the OpenStack stream that is available to any community member. And of course, the other one where we call it the HP value add that you can get with the HP Helium OpenStack deployments. It doesn't, of course, mean that you cannot go with a different OpenStack and then merge into an HP OpenStack solution. That's the idea of the whole thing, that you have an API that is cross-compatible across the OpenStack flavors. But what are these value-add services that HP has provided? So one of them is around the identity management, or in general, the security of your environment. You have configuration enhancements. You have encryption for data in transit. You have encryption for data at rest with different storage vendors. You have log collection or visibility of your whole environment in terms of events happening in your environment through HP technologies like ArcSight, which is a security tool and a log management tool, which of course works with non-OpenStack configurations as well. High availability is usually an important point of any enterprise-grade infrastructure, whether it's an open source infrastructure or platform or not. HP has initiated multiple forums around security-related requirements, plus the high availability on the underlying technologies, as in three-part storage enhancements or other storage Ceph-related integration into the environment. There is a forum that is specifically aiming at providing security help or security guidance to the OpenStack community, with threat analysis, with group communications, security guides, patch management guides, early vulnerability assessments and threat assessments and reactions to them. Resilient cloud management capabilities become an important point as well, since if your cloud management environment is not able to address the specific requirements of your businesses, for example, specifically targeting deployments or scale out deployments of your nodes, compute nodes for let's say storage nodes, then you don't have control of your environment. Software-defined network segmentation and such components, the distributed core networking components are all part of the HP value add around the Openstack community. Expanded, enhanced deployment capabilities basically help deploying the solution, the HP Helium Openstack solution, specifically on HP and non-HP hardware based on reference architectures that we have come up with. These reference architectures are coming from the extensive knowledge that we have experience with our enterprise customers, where high availability and stability is a key point, plus of course operational stability and operability as such as well. We are providing deployments with log management and operational management capabilities, using standardized tools that are available today to anyone outside or inside the Openstack community. Lifecycle management capabilities. This is a big enhancement that was announced during the HP Discover just this week, where we are supporting sorry, wrong slide. Okay. Lastly, least but not least, the support services that HP provides around the HP Helium Openstack deployments, where we have a dedicated team focusing on OpenStack deployments, on OpenStack operational questions with HP technologies primarily, and with technologies that our ecosystem is providing around OpenStack, around the OpenStack integrations. So these support services provide foundation care, they provide operational care, they provide bi-yearly revisions and assessments of the environment that any enterprise-grade data center solution would require, irrespective of if it's an open source based or not. I think we have run out of time, so perhaps a couple of last slides. So what services do we offer around our HP OpenStack offerings? Of course, we have advice services where we can talk with our customers to define the roadmap, define the way forward for their journey into the cloud. Specifically, this is for mid and large scale businesses wanting to deploy infrastructure as service or more complex software or platform as a service services. Transformation services around moving or taking the customer environment into the customer business into a more agile cloud-based configuration. of course, with the deployment of Openstack technologies, and providing certain development effort around customizing that Openstack experience. Usually the custom developments are either fed back into the Openstack project, the open source Openstack project, or are provided later on as a value-add HP service based on the Helion Openstack environment. And lastly, we have educational services around cloud and how cloud should be used, what cloud is, how the new style of IT should be handled, what type of skills, for example, an organization might need to have, and what are the gaps, how to bridge these gaps, what type of trainings these organizations should be having, what type of resources they might need to implement, or roles they need to identify and then fulfill. So the bottom line, the HP Openstack is providing an open and flexible and resilient enterprise-grade environment. We are trying to aim at no vendor lock-in. We are trying to lower costs with commoditized hardware configurations. And of course, we are supporting the workload portability between Openstack installations and Openstack deployments. If anyone is interested in seeing what it is in real life, then you can visit the hp.com/Helion website, where there is more information to be found. Or you can download the community edition of our Openstack implementation that has some limited HP value-add capabilities in it, but it's enough to test drive the installation. Thank you.